Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking, all right? So shout out to everybody that's in the room. It's good to see each and every one of you guys. If you guys can hear me, please give me a thumbs up or a radiation emoji in the chat. If you guys cannot hear me, then please give me a thumbs down or an angry face, and I will work on that. While you guys are doing that, I'm going to shout out everybody who is in the building early. We got Tone in the house. We got Brooklyn Queen in the building. We got Cameron Jones in the house. We got Lloyd Sky 9 in the building. And we got John Guillory in the building. Shout out to Carlton Way. What's good with it? Good to see everybody, all right? So I'm going to try to bust out a bunch of streams, all right, simultaneously. So we'll see how this goes. I always promise that, and then I only end up doing one. But I'm going to actually try to get it done today, all right? Shout out to Win, Lose, or Rug. What's good with it, bro? So what we are about to talk about is a situation that is possibly about to occur in St. Louis, Missouri, all right? But before we talk about that, we got to take it back to the Chi, all right? Now, it's been a bunch of people that have done content about this situation. I'm going to briefly go over it. I don't know if you guys are subscribed to Afro Elite. Hopefully you are. If you guys are subscribed to TD Hip Hop Media, hopefully you are. Both of those brothers did excellent content about this Brighton Park situation, all right? So we're going to talk about what's going on in Brighton Park, all right? So we all know that there's a migrant crisis, all right? It originates at the southern border. All of these people are leaving these countries, piling up at the southern border. The United States government is not giving enough support to the southern border. They want to keep the borders open, and as a result, it's causing a migrant crisis. Many of those states and cities do not have that kind of immigration policy, which means that they don't get the federal support to be able to handle that kind of stuff. So they've come up with the idea to send these people to places that do consider themselves sanctuary cities and do consider themselves open border cities. As a result, many of these places like New York City, San Diego, Denver, LA, Chicago have become overwhelmed in the recent months with the influx of migrants. Most of the facilities are overwhelmed, and most of the budget money is tapped, and they are not getting a lot of support or supplemental finances from their higher tier government, like the federal government. A lot of what's going on is that the politicians have stopped paying attention to the wishes of their constituents, and they're forcing things on them that they are not very happy with. So what you're starting to see is a lot of turbulence at city council meetings, a lot of unsatisfied residents of places like Chicago, places like New York, in specific Staten Island, that are really upset with this. And they're really pushing hard back at the mayors, Mayor Eric Adams, Mayor Brandon Johnson. There's a situation in Chicago where nobody asked anybody about this, but they plan on turning Brighton Park into a migrant shelter. And the people in that area are not happy about it at all, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to look at a news report about that.
I'm glad that we've gotten all of your attention. It's been very difficult to pass the word verbally through to each resident, door to door. We found out just Friday and Saturday that they were going to be building for migrant camps here. We're also becoming aware that they want to open up another one or construct another one, house more people on 35th and Western. The residents were not informed. It was through word of mouth and passing things around through social media, contacting each other, voicing our concerns to one another about how we would feel in our neighborhood if this were to happen. Our alderwoman didn't let us know. There were no notices. There was nothing in the mail. We felt very stabbed in the back.
So now these people here, they feel very stabbed in the back. The elected representatives are not abiding by the wishes of their constituents. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. As a result of this, as a result of all of these news reports coming out, what kind of trends should we see when it comes to the election? Hopefully people do not make the same mistake and continue to keep voting these people in at the local and federal level.
I didn't expect this much of a turnout. I'm really glad for it. I'm glad that people, want to protect their community. There are children with disabilities that live across the way, kids with autism. We have elderly to protect in the community. There's deaf people, blind people, people who can't hear, mute. So it was just about getting everyone together, sharing our concerns, translating to Spanish and Chinese. I don't know Spanish myself. Everything was kind of difficult. Chicago wants to help, but we don't have the resources to help. The cops are already, underfunded, and they can't adequately provide protection for every citizen in Chicago. They need help. We're struggling. We have homeless. We have veterans that we're concerned about. Our vets and our homeless in America need to be prioritized over those of another country.
Now, here's my question. Do you guys agree with what she just said? If you guys agree with what she said, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree with what she said, give me a thumbs down. Here's my question. Why are the homeless not being prioritized? I don't know if anybody's aware, but in Denver, in New York, in Chicago, and all of these different places, they have deprioritized and defunded a lot of the programs that were set up to assist with the homeless. And they're diverting those funds to migrant programs, which is interesting because the migrants have not contributed a dime to the United States tax pool or contributed an ounce of sweat to the building or maintaining the infrastructure of this country. Yet these people are being prioritized by people who have, had generations of people here. Yeah, exactly. Where have I heard that before? Facts. If you guys have heard that before, let me know in the comment section where you guys have heard that before. Shout out to Lehman Lucas. What's good with it, bro?
It shows the support of a small community, and it really represents what Chicago can do as a whole, what the citizens can do as a whole, how we can represent our city and start changing it. It's nice to think that we would, help another country or be there for them, but we can't in the way that, we need to be. There are Venezuelans here from before that migrated here. They can't obtain papers. This is unfair to them. This is a slap in the face to immigrants who have worked hard their entire lives to get here, who have raised their children with a hard work ethic and just want better for their communities. I didn't think this many people would show up. There's a lot of middle-class working people. They have to take care of their children. They have to take care of their families. I pleaded with them to take a couple hours out of their day to represent us and see what we can do about stopping this because we weren't informed. I can't hear you. There's no transparency. I'm aware that.
Hey, you hear how all that stuff is playing in the background? This sounds like one of those ratchet panels on YouTube when people be sounding like they put their phone in a blender and they on StreamYards with it unmuted. Doesn't it sound like that?
Politicians before have represented Chicago in a way that benefited them initially and the wealthy. I get how Chicago was run before. They're trying to run it in a different way. It's not working. Not allowing the people to know, not allowing us to have a voice. You're just looking for us to go against you. It doesn't feel good to be walked on, to be stepped on. It doesn't, disregarded. It doesn't feel good to be disregarded by the mayor, by the alderperson. She's supposed to represent all of us. She's clearly not representing all of us. So as a prior election judge for so many years, I believe this is split in two different districts, and I believe ours was 800 or 900 people, and less than 400 of them would show up to vote. So maybe they had statistics on, these people aren't really voting. Maybe these people don't care about their community. Maybe these people don't care about where they live. We could just slide this in, and they'll just, ignore it.
That's interesting that she said that. Now, here's my question for you guys. What do you guys think that she's talking about?
Let it happen. Maybe they thought that we would just allow this to happen, but other communities aren't. I don't know why they would think that we would.
And also look at that sign in the back. Brighton Park is not your ghetto. So you already know what time it is over here. You see, it's not one black person around. So that's interesting, right? Just peep game on this.
We could just slide this in, and they'll just, ignore it. They'll let it happen. Maybe they thought that we would just allow this to happen, but other communities aren't. I don't know why they would think that we would. I do not. My name is Jacqueline Zuniga. I've lived in the city of Chicago for 34 years. I'm third generation. My family was brought up here kind of hard. It was a struggle initially. Things have gotten better later on. I convinced my mom to buy in 2008 over here in Brighton.
Exactly, Lehman Lucas. It was okay when it was the black community. Now it's theirs. Facts. Pay close attention.
Park, when the housing market was low, it's come up greatly. It's changed from having bars on our windows to taking them off. And I don't want to see,
See, do you see what she's throwing these little anti-black jabs in here? These people are attempting to attribute all of the crime and all of the degeneracy and everything run down in these neighborhoods to black people. Exactly. If you guys agree with what John is saying, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree with what John is saying, give me a thumbs down. So pay very close attention to how these adjacents do everything that they possibly can to bring up black people when there's not even a need to bring any of that up, when that's not what the topic is about, as well as every attempt that they try to throw black people under the bus. Now, pay attention also to how black people hustle backwards. Black people are always big upping everybody else and putting ourselves down. Everybody else is always putting black people down and big upping themselves. Did you guys see that displayed here? Now, my question for you guys is, why do you all think that happens?
A step in a backwards direction with this. JACQUELYN. Last name is Z as in zebra. UNIGA Zuniga. That would be great. We got to listen to our vets and our elderly.
All right. Good morning, everybody. I'm a veteran. I'm a commander in the McKinley Park Post 231. And our question is to everybody in the city and state, why are not veterans first? Why do we have homeless veterans with nothing? Got no help. People that defended our country, kept our freedom. Now they're laying in tents out in the middle of the street. And all this stuff's being built for migrants because it's coming into our country. So that's our question. And we're going to be out here to all these for veterans first.
Are there any more questions? No. Thank you. We need Asian community.
Now you see, we need the Asian community. Where's any black people here? Pay attention to this stuff, man. Pay attention. Are y'all peeping this? Peep game.
I got that.
Now, all of these people here who are so hardcore against immigration, these people are all foreigners. All of these people are immigrants. This is immigrants against immigrants. That's exactly what he's like, Jab Bad. Facts. Shout out to Jab Bad. You guys agree with Jab Bad? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Shout out to Lloyd Scott 9. What's good with it, bro? Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys haven't smashed the like button, please take a moment. Make sure you guys smash that like button. We got, let me see what the stats is looking like real quick. We got 19 live viewers. Shout out to everybody that's watching. And we got 14 likes. If everybody can bang on that like button and get us over 30, that'd be great.
Yeah, can I talk?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk Chinese, okay? Okay. Thank you, everybody. 今天我们为什么要来到这个地方抗议他们那个搞个营地啦？因为这个地方是我们很安静。
This woman is anti-immigration, and she's not even speaking English. She's anti-immigration, and she's not even speaking English. Y'all see this?
Everybody. 今天我们为什么要来到这个地方抗议他们那个搞个营地啦？因为这个地方是我们很安静、很安宁、很安全一个社区，但是他们要搬到我们这边去，我们不欢迎他，但是他这边就跟我们街区每个人嘅簽名同意，政府知道個規矩，每個 building 要改 building 都要街道的指紋簽名住，才能夠建這個 building 改建 building 的用途是嗎？這個用途本來是一個錯的停車場來的，現在要搞一個同人地係收樓。
Shout out to Yoshimori, right? Facts. Big facts. Shout out to Abdul Khalifa. Abdul Khalifa said that area is near Chinatown and a Mexican neighborhood that was gentrified from torn down projects.
非法移民过来，这是不合情理，也不合法律的规定。今天我们要搞这个抗议活动，不是不欢迎他们这个难民过来，都是我们要政府通知我们所有的街道、所有嘅人民簽個名字 ，support 支持，才能建這個 building。啊！我而家用廣州話講一次，我哋呢度頂係一個安靜、安寧。 同埋一個環境比較好嘅社區，但係而家佢哋咧搞一啲非法移民嘅過嚟我哋呢度。
Look, man, I'm just sitting here playing. It's like I understand what she's saying. Is she the last speaker? Yeah, she the last speaker. She looking at me like, why you just speed me up? Because I don't understand a word that you just said. That's why. No offense. So let's check out this next video. All right, it's getting crazy out here. There was an alderwoman. And I believe that this alderwoman was attacked by unhappy constituents. All right. So let's check this out.
The circle on your screen is around 12th Ward Alderwoman Julia Ramirez. She and her staffer were swarmed by a group of protesters in Brighton Park today. All of it caught on CBS 2 cameras.
So that was Brighton Park. That's where all of those people of color were. That was a people of color enclave right there, Brighton Park. Right? That's what that was. If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. That was a people of color enclave, an anti-black people of enclave, nonetheless. You know what I'm saying? Asians and Latinos getting along in harmony, being just as anti-black as they can be. You know what I'm saying? The way that the dominant society would like them to be, like good little sheep. You know what I'm saying? So now watch what happens here. This is them. Show me where some black people are in this. They get rowdy, you know what I'm saying? And it's going down. And the lady thinks that if she puts, you know, this Afghan or a magazine over her head, that it's gonna stop from from raining an attack. You know what I'm saying? And it's not doing that.
The circle on your screen is around 12th Ward Alderwoman Julia Ramirez. She and her staffer were swarmed by a group of protesters in Brighton Park today. All of it caught on CBS 2 cameras. Neighbors are angry about a plan for a migrant tent base camp there.
The mayor calling today's confrontation an attack, while the alderwoman says she understands her constituents' frustrations. Archer Monteri breaks down what happened.
Right now, Cruz.
So this is interesting, right? Look at that. Mayor Brandon Johnson tried to have her back and said, oh, she was attacked. And the alderwoman threw Mayor Johnson under the bus. She said, I understand why they came at me like that. Let me ask you guys a question, man. How stupid are these people, man? How stupid are these politicians like Brandon Johnson and Eric Adams? Seriously, how dumb can you be? That's the question. How dumb can you be? How stupid and delusional can you be? How stupid can you be? Seriously. What an embarrassing moron. Look at it. Look at this. I want y'all to I'm running this back. Let's do it again.
The circle on your screen is around 12th Ward Alderwoman Julia Ramirez. She and her staffer were swarmed by a group of protesters in Brighton Park today. All of it caught on CBS 2 cameras. Neighbors are angry about a plan for a migrant tent base camp there.
The mayor calling today's confrontation an attack, while the alderwoman says she understands her constituents' frustrations. Archer Monteri breaks down what happened.
Right now, crews are working on this tent city here in Brighton Park, but residents, they are determined to make sure that the gates never open. Yet the way they went about blocking the entrance to this lot this afternoon, not to mention surrounding the alderman, has many people questioning their tactics. With loud voices and a rowdy approach.
Now you said, where the black people at? Look, I want y'all to pay very close attention. These immigrants, because that's what these are. These are a bunch of people of color and immigrants. They're more anti-immigration than the civil rights era of many baby boomers of black people. Look at that. Look at that. And then Mayor Brandon Johnson got thrown under the bus.
People rush down to this lot at 38th and Cal to make sure the city's proposed tent city for immigrants does not move forward.
Maybe they thought that we would just allow this to happen.
And while this isn't the first community upset about how the city is handling the immigrants, what played out when the alderman showed up is a first. Watch as people turned their frustration to Alderwoman Julia Ramirez. She couldn't even get a word out before those in the crowd verbally lashed out.
Now, do you guys see somebody that came? Now, do you guys remember when Ron DeSantis was speaking at the memorial of that state-sanctioned execution in Jacksonville, Florida, and the city council woman, the black city council woman, came out there and tried to shout down the crowd and get everybody to stop talking? Do you see anybody trying to get these people off of the alderman? There's nobody coming out here talking about, oh, well, you know, Brandon Johnson is bearing gifts, so y'all better shut up and listen when I'm talking. Commentate. Is anybody doing that? So now let me ask you the question. What's wrong with these old, decrepit, pathetic, cowardice, spineless politicians that we have? All of them need to be excommunicated. They all need to be politically eradicated. They need to be gone. Nobody stepped in between this. And the woman, the alderwoman, she even said, I understand their frustration. See, Brandon Johnson thought that he was dealing with a crowd of black people. These people threw him under the bus. Do you see, even in the meetings that everybody is showing in the black areas on the South Side and stuff like that, those old black people are still sitting there talking about, oh, you know, we don't have no problem with the immigrants and this, that, and the other. These people ain't saying that. These people ain't taking no prisoners. Nah, DeSantis didn't give him an apology. No white guilt. There's never any white guilt for a black dead body. So, you know what I mean? Like, nobody should ever expect that. The only solution is revenge. That's the only solution. Evening things out. Politically, of course. They would have absolutely called us thugs if we had did this, and all of the politicians would have thrown us under the bus. Now, do you guys remember a Black Conservative Perspective? He did a video talking about how unruly and how rowdy and how unprofessional and unwelcoming the black people in Jacksonville were when Ron DeSantis went down there. but he didn't make a video about these people damn near snatching up this alderman. Make it make sense.
Hitting an alderman or hitting their staff members or surrounding them, that is not all right.
Dick Simpson is a former two-term Chicago alderman under first Mayor Daley. He points out Chicago politics has always been heated, yet
Well, it's not anywhere close to what we had in the 1968 Democratic Convention, where there was a lot of violence. It's not close to the riots on the west side of Chicago after the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King. Still, it's an unfortunate incident.
an incident Alderman Ramirez calls an assault, saying, "I wanted to engage directly with my community to address misinformation being spread about my involvement in the plan," adding, "It became clear that most of the protesters did not want to engage in a peaceful dialogue with me."
There can be disputes about how to do it, but those shouldn't end up in physical confrontations.
Fellow city council members condemned the incident. Mayor Johnson requested CPD investigate as one staffer went to the hospital in what he called an assault. Ramirez went on to say, "Violence and hate is not the answer."
She understands the concerns of her constituents, but still, she shouldn't have been attacked.
Now, as for the tent city residents, they are determined and will continue to keep protesting to keep the migrants from living here.
What do you guys think about that? So we're gonna watch another video about this same situation here. Let me see something here. Let me see something. Yeah, we're gonna watch another video about this real quick. Yeah, that winter is coming, like what Kevin Samuels used to warn people about. You know what I'm saying? The winter is coming. Let's check this out real quick. If you guys haven't smashed that like button, make sure you guys smash that like button.
A lot of people not happy about the migrants being housed in the city.
Some taking their anger out on a local alderwoman. Anthony Ponce is here now with more on that. Anthony.
Yeah, things got real tense today in the 12th Ward, where the alderman, Julia Ramirez, says she was assaulted as she tried to meet with citizens protesting a migrant shelter in her ward.
Right, exactly, Jab Bad. Did you guys catch that? If you guys caught that, give me a thumbs up. If y'all didn't, give me a thumbs down. Jab says, couldn't help but throw Dr. King / black people in the conversation. Facts. I was peeping that.
Ward. You can see there Alderwoman Ramirez and an aide attempting to cross 38th Street right near the site of this proposed temporary shelter. And you can see the crowd surrounding her and the aide attempting to protect her. Eventually, police show up.
See, now that's that. Now that right there, that's what running somebody off the block looks like. Now, if this was black people in a black neighborhood, the police would have shot some people and it would have been some people that went to jail. So we gotta come up with creative means to be able to do this to our politicians and stay alive doing it.
And disperse that group. The protesters are fighting the mayor's plans to construct a temporary shelter at a privately owned lot there. In a statement, Ramirez says she is okay and the staffer was hospitalized but in good condition. She wrote, quote, "I also respect everyone's right to peacefully protest. However, violence and hate is not the answer." She went on to write, "I call on the mayor's office for more transparency, accountability, and more local involvement in the decision-making process." Both the mayor and Congressman Chuy Garcia have also released statements condemning that alleged assault.
So now what's interesting about this is that the alderwoman got assaulted, but what's interesting about it is that the alderwoman seems like, you know, she doesn't mind the assault. Like the alderwoman, this alderwoman here actually seems like she's working for her constituents and she still got assaulted. Shout out to TSB. And even after the assault, she still ain't mad. She like, I'm gonna still, you know what I'm saying, see what's going on with this. So this is what these people are doing to someone that's actually working for them. So we're way overdue for what we should be doing to our Black Congressional Congress and Eric Adams and Sheila Jackson Lee and all of these people, Maxine Waters. Would you guys agree? Look at what she said. "I also respect everyone's right to peacefully protest. However, violence and hatred is not the answer." And then she goes on to say this. Let me see. "I call on the mayor's office for more transparency, accountability, and more local involvement in the decision-making process." So she's clearly at least somewhat trying to make an effort to convey the message for the people that she's representing, right? Would you guys agree with that? And she still got assaulted. So if she's doing this for her people and she still got assaulted, what needs to happen to the Black Congressional Caucus? That's my question. What needs to happen to the Black Congressional Caucus? What needs to happen to our politicians? Every time they come out the house, they should have to deal with something like that, don't you think? Now, here's my question. How many people heard about what's about to happen in St. Louis? If you heard about what's about to happen in St. Louis, give me a thumbs up. If you guys didn't, then give me a thumbs down. And I want you guys to pay very close attention to the way that this is worded. St. Louis offers helping hand to Chicago, saying they will take some migrants to boost workforce. What is the unemployment in St. Louis looking like? And my thing is if they can bus migrants all over the United States, then why can't they bus people from areas of high unemployment to St. Louis to go to work? Shout out to Greets. What's good with it, bro? The Midwest, the Steel Belt, shout out to St. Louis. You know what I'm saying? All of us, all of our areas around, you know what I'm saying? Michigan, some parts of Illinois, Western Pennsylvania, Western New York, upstate New York. When the manufacturing left and the steel manufacturing and automotive manufacturing left, that damn near destroyed the Steel Belt. Wherever there's some jobs at that they claim to have, they need to be giving those to the people that have been here all of our lives. The Steel Belt, the Midwest, never recovered from any of that. Buffalo, you know what I'm saying? Detroit, Cleveland, St. Louis. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says the city of St. Louis is extending a helping hand to provide some respite for Chicago by taking in some of the migrants that have settled there. I mean, is that what we're calling it, a settlement? And now here's my question. How many people from St. Louis were involved in this decision-making process? And shout out to Lehman Lucas for hitting the Nightbot. How many people from St. Louis were involved in this decision-making process? How many people from St. Louis are okay with this? And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to everybody that's watching. We got 30 people watching and we got 26 likes. If everybody could take a moment, smash that like button and get us to 40, that'd be great. It's been reported that St. Louis is considering welcoming thousands of migrants from Chicago, though not every individual in Chicago will be eligible for this opportunity. I want to know how popular this is with the people of St. Louis. St. Louis officials are spearheading this secondary migration initiative, targeting individuals who initiated their asylum claims in their home countries under a specific program introduced by the Biden administration. Now, I can't remember where I saw this. It might have been in the Discord. I can't remember. Maybe Kid Gravity might have posted this. Lehman Lucas might have posted it. Somebody might have posted this. I can't remember who it was. But the Black Democrat politicians are now attempting to say that Black people are immigrants too, because many of us immigrated from the South to the North. You can't immigrate inside of a country to another region. That's called moving. But the old civil rights generation of coons is literally trying to push that narrative to find camaraderie with these people that have ethnic hatred of us. Representatives of the program noted that Chicago was their initial stop as they travel across the country to collaborate with leaders in cities grappling with the urgent need to assist thousands of migrants. Carlos Ramirez, vice president of Latino outreach for the International Institute of St. Louis, shared insights into the strategic approach, stating, "I understand that there will probably be some people that will come on their own, and we'll have to deal with those people as well, but we are trying to be strategic and intentional." We're trying to be strategic and intentional. Now, pay very close attention to the names of these people who are really pro-immigration and who are spearheading all of this. Okay. Over the weekend, Ramirez, alongside various migrant support groups, met with Beatrice Ponce de Leon, the deputy mayor of Immigrant, Migrant, and Refugee Rights in Chicago. The discussion aimed to address the scale of Chicago's migrant crisis while outlining St. Louis's offer, which includes housing, employment, and social services for some specific asylum seekers. Why are they doing that? St. Louis has, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of wild in St. Louis. You know what I'm saying? They got a lot of things going on that they could deal with before dealing with this. How did this jump up the priority list? I was K Gravity. All right, appreciate it, Lehman Lucas. So shout out to K Gravity who put that in there. You know what I'm saying? In the Discord. If you guys are not part of the Discord, take a moment and hit that link that's pinned in the chat and join the Discord. Okay. So now here it says attorney Jerry Schlichter, the founder of Arch Grants, emphasized that they aim to support individuals with work permits and the potential to contribute to the workforce. The program is reminiscent of a 2021 initiative for Afghan refugees after the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan, offering 3 months of free housing and services, including job placement and pre-application training through trade unions. How many people knew about that program for the Afghanistan refugees? If you guys knew about that program, give me a thumbs up. If you guys didn't know about that program, give me a thumbs down. That's interesting that they can train these people and they don't even have decent schools in many places in the United States. You know what I'm saying? Schlichter also highlighted the delays in work visa processing as many migrants wait between 90 and 150 days for these documents. He referenced a U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services program that grants travel authorization to non-citizens each month, particularly in the nationals of Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela, and their immediate family members. All right, so these countries here, Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela, which is interesting because Haiti seems to be on the list of a lot of these programs, but the Haitians were the migrants that were getting rounded up and flown back on planes. So what's up with that? You know what I'm saying? What's up with that? So now here it says St. Louis is collaborating with Chicago groups to vet and recommend migrants for this program, creating a win-win situation for both cities and, most importantly, the people caught in this humanitarian crisis. How are you going to vet people okay, so here's my question. How is St. Louis going to vet migrants that have not been vetted in Chicago? How is that going to work? How are they going to be able to do that? How is that going to happen? Does that make any sense? So now here it says, while Chicago officials are working to vet the first dozen migrants for a pilot program, the goal is to bring 500 asylum seekers to St. Louis by the end of the year. There are currently more than 20,000 migrants that have come to Chicago, with as many as 25 buses, amounting to 1,250 new migrants arriving daily. Now, St. Louis is opening up a can of worms with this, man. they are opening up a can of worms with this, because I'm going to tell you, once they start accepting migrants, that number is going to increase, and is going to keep increasing, and is going to keep increasing, and is going to keep increasing until St. Louis is not able to handle this the same way none of these other places can handle this. Shout out to Carlton. Carlton says, if there's a black mayor, the migrants will come. If you guys agree with Carlton, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. That's what the pattern seems to be. Can't disagree with the logic if we're going off of observation. You know what I'm saying? That's what the pattern says. Illinois state lawmakers won't allocate more funding for Chicago's migrant crisis in veto session. Brandon Johnson was sitting there talking like he just had it on lock, like he was going to get all this money. Remember how many people saw TD Hip Hop Media's live stream about this? If you guys saw that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys didn't see it, give me a thumbs down. Doesn't look like he's going to get any money. Illinois state legislators find Chicago mayor's proposed 2024 budget inadequate in sources for migrant funding. Refuse to free up additional state funds for crisis. So now what's going to happen as a result of this? That's my question for you guys. What's going to happen as a result of this? We're going to look at that after we get done looking at this. I want you guys to see this headline. You see what it says? So they give a little bit more specifics here. St. Louis looks to resettle Latino immigrants now in Chicago. Now, let me ask you guys a question. Everybody knows about Brandon Johnson and everybody knows about Eric Adams, but here's my question. Who are the people in St. Louis that are doing this? Who are the people that are in St. Louis that are doing this? You know what I'm saying? Because they just now start talking about St. Louis. So we're going to listen to the AI. Shout out to the AI since they got it here. Let's see. Boo. It's not playing. Let me see. Hold on.
Mark Schlinkman.
Oh, there we go.
St. Louis. Immigration advocates here are looking to draw Latino migrants from Chicago, which has struggled to cope with thousands of foreign asylum seekers over the past year. Carlos Ramirez, an International Institute of St. Louis vice president, was in Chicago last weekend to meet with a deputy mayor and several nonprofit organizations to let them know about the St. Louis push to resettle some migrants here. It essentially will be somewhat of a relief valve for Chicago if carried out, Ramirez said. The St. Louis effort is focused on attracting people who came to the United States legally under the humanitarian parole program begun last year by the Biden administration. The program is limited to people from Venezuela, Cuba, Nicaragua, and Haiti. Ramirez, the former CEO of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce of Metropolitan St. Louis, emphasized that his meetings were just exploratory in nature. However, he said the International Institute.
Now, here goes my question. Doesn't it sound like some of this may be a conflict of interest? If it sounds like it's a conflict of interest, give me a thumbs up. If it doesn't, give me a thumbs down. And shout out to Carlton Wade. Carlton Wade says Chicago, St. Louis, and Memphis are all on Interstate 55. Memphis is the next to receive migrants. Watch. So now here goes my thing, Carlton. Now that you know this, right, what you need to do is you need to start making people in your area aware of this stuff. Get them the information that they need. Show them about this stuff. Start putting the pressure on the politicians now. Do not allow this. You know what I'm saying? Before they even start talking about this, which they probably already have. And shout out to Lehman Lucas for hitting the Nightbot. They've probably already started talking about this. You know what I'm saying? They probably already had this stuff in the works. But you guys can get ahead of the curve. And also you guys can network with a lot of these other places so that the other places can show the evidence of how this kind of thing destroys the city. And you guys can document everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to finish reading this because I don't like that. Ramirez, the former CEO of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce of Metropolitan St. Louis, emphasized that his meetings were just exploratory in nature. Now, here's my question. How is it that only one person has this much power to be able to do this? Make this kind of influence? You know what I'm saying? However, he said the International Institute has arranged for, look at this. The International Institute has arranged for immediate housing for as many as 12 people and hope that some migrants now in the Metro Chicago would fill some of the spots in the coming weeks. Jerry Slitcher, a St. Louis attorney also involved with the Institute's effort, said that could increase to 500 in the next few months and potentially more. So see, what they wanted to increase to more, because I guarantee you there's probably federal funds involved in this. So what people need, what I need people to do, if you're in the Discord, you know what I'm saying, make sure that you guys are keeping your eyes on what's going on with this situation in St. Louis so that we can get the information out. You know what I'm saying? You said that undocumented bros don't want to mess with the Orange Mountain bros. Oh, man. About 18,500 migrants have arrived in Chicago over the last year. Some have come after border states like Texas loaded people on buses and shipped them to Democrat-led cities. Okay. So they got some tweets with some bad coding right here. So we go past this. The reality for most of the people is that they cannot get a work permit under immigration rules for 4 or 5 months, Schlichter said. We are not going to make false hopes for people who are already under tremendous challenges, he said. Now, I want you guys to pay close attention to how much compassion that they have. Them Orange Mountain boys be coming out hard. That's hilarious. 8 ball. You know what I'm saying? Instead, the migrants targeted by the St. Louis effort must pass background checks and have a financial sponsor in the U.S. before they are accepted into the humanitarian parole program. Now, that right there, that particular paragraph, that's a trick bag, right? Because shout out to Jay Fields. What's good with it, bro? Because you guys remember when we talked about this, we already went and talked about the parole program, right? And we know that the parole program, other undocumented bros can be the sponsor. They don't really have a way of vetting the sponsors. How are you going to get a unvetted person from one location and then vet them in another in another location? Shout out to my man AB Promotion. AB Promotion said, "Man, I wish I was tech savvy." At Robb and chat, sipping on champagne, trying to finish my setup. You sipping champagne like you won the championship game. Pouring that champagne over Captain Crunch. You know what I'm saying? Like my man, True Life. You know what I'm saying? So now here's this. Once approved, they fly into an American airport and can stay for 2 years and get a work permit. So now how do they do this? This is what all of this mythical stuff that goes on, right? How do they do it? Me, like everybody in here, we should all be able to kick it, have a good time. If we need some money, get some money. We should be able to do all this. Right? Schlitzer says we're focused on these folks. Schlitzer and Ramirez said they didn't have an estimate of how many of those migrants are in Chicago, but that having some of them move to St. Louis could reduce the overall demand for services for migrants there. What they're trying to do is what's called profit sharing. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. These people in St. Louis aren't slick. They want some of that federal funds, is what it is. So they're saying, oh, yeah, you know, we'll take some of the stress off for you. Wink, wink. You know what I'm saying? We'll take a couple $1 million in that funding and, you know, we'll route that $1 million to some contracts or some people that we know to get them paid. They said the St. Louis program also would be open to some other Latino migrants if they become legally eligible to work. Now, pay very close attention. Remember, Haitians are part of the program, right? But this stuff in St. Louis isn't for Haitians. The reason why, now, why is that? St. Louis is already a heavy FBA area. So this is direct, this is strictly a quantitative easing effort, a dilution effort. Now, the black people in St. Louis should be saying something about that. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says the St. Louis program, a partnership between the Institute and area labor unions, is modeled after, what is this? A similar initiative led by Schlitzer and a regional business booster, Greater St. Louis Incorporated, that settled more than 1,300 Afghan refugees here since 2021. A regional business booster. So I would advise people to write this name down, Greater St. Louis Inc., and check out this Schlitzer. Because this right here, this tells you everything right here. They're doing this for money. And they got experience in doing it. They helped settle 1,300 Afghan refugees. You know what I'm saying? The new program includes funding for 3 months of free housing. Look at this. The new program includes funding for 3 months of free housing and 6 months of phone and internet service. So they finna be kicking it, watching the Fire Stick and shit. English language classes, which they ain't gonna be able to speak English halfway decent anyway. Job training, job placement with unions, and help from immigration lawyers for work permits. With our taxpayer dollars, you might not be able to afford sending your child to a college that they want to, but these people will get this. They're gonna be sitting back, chilling, watching Fire Stick and shit. You know what I'm saying? You sitting at home watching Tubi, these motherfuckers finna be watching Fire Stick. Jailbroke. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. The program aims to repeat the long-term success of the resettlement of Bosnian immigrants here in the 1990s as a way of combating quote-unquote population decline in the area. Population decline in the area? They're talking about a specific kind of population declining because the population ain't declining no damn St. Louis. All them people that live, most people that live in the Steel Belt never get out. I'm like, generations of our families have lived here. If you leave the Steel Belt, you might be lucky, you know what I'm saying, and be moving to Florida or California or something like that. But most people that live in the Steel Belt, whether it's Western Pennsylvania, Western or upstate New York, Buffalo, you know what I'm saying, Cleveland, Youngstown, man, our families have lived here for generations. I'm talking about like some of us have like streets and shit and buildings named after us and shit like that. Some of our families have been the mayor. Anybody that lives in the Steel Belt can attest to what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? We've been in this motherfucker forever. You know what I'm saying? So there's no population decline. You know what I'm saying? This is nonsense. Ramirez says that he met with Beatrice Ponce de Leon, Chicago's deputy mayor of immigrant, migrant, and refugee rights, that she connected him with groups working with Hispanic migrants. So now how come all of the we're not obsessed with race people don't have a problem with these Hispanic migrants getting the favoritism? Because they're clearly getting favoritism. What about the other migrants? What about the Haitian migrants? Man, I remember when I went to St. Louis with my high school, I fell asleep on the bus, and when I woke up, I thought I was in Cleveland. That shit looks exactly the same except for the arch. all the cities in the Steel Belt part of the Midwest, all of them look the same. They all look the same. I didn't know that South Central was part of the Midwest, Locatina. What part of the Midwest is that? South Central. Never heard of it. You better take some of these classes so you can get your map skills right. They're free. You know what I'm saying? So now here says the Chicago mayor's office has yet to respond to a request for comment. St. Louis Mayor Tishora O. Jones, so this sounds like a black lady, said that it hasn't had direct conversations related to the Chicago initiative, but that the city government has had a long-standing cooperative relationship with the International Institute to welcome immigrants here. So there you go. Shout out to Carlton. Carlton was right on the money. You know what I'm saying? Carlton was right on the money. So now here it says also Jones this week appointed Gilberto Pinilla, former communications manager for Cortex Innovation Community, a director of the city's new Office of New Americans, which will aid immigrants here. So again, they have all of these people that they're assisting. Let me ask you a question, local Tina. Why can't you people do anything on your own? You need all this assistance. But then after you get all of this assistance, you say that you work hard. But how are you working hard if you're literally getting billions of dollars in assistance? And why do you think that you're entitled to our taxpayer dollars? Shout out to Tarek. What's good with it, bro? I'm just curious. None of that makes any sense. You don't work hard at learning the language. You don't work hard at getting the paperwork finished before you come here so that there's a smooth transition and everything is legal. You don't work hard at legally entering. Why is that? The only thing that a lot of you people do is come here and work hard to perfect anti-black racist techniques, but you don't work hard at anything. She got the night off from OnlyFans. Put some ice on it so you can go back to work tomorrow. You chilling with an ice pack, you know what I'm saying, so you can go back to work tomorrow. That's bad. You know what I'm saying? Also, Jones this week, we already read that. Ramirez said while he is focusing now on Chicago, he's likely to visit New York to let officials know about his St. Louis program. Yeah. So you guys see, what you guys need to know is that y'all got people, they recruiting people, man. They doing like Deion Sanders out here. I asked you specific questions, and I didn't ask you any question about hate. I asked you first and foremost, why can't you learn the language completely after 2 to 3 generations? The second question that I'm asking is, why do you think that billions of dollars in assistance is equivalent to hard work? How about create an answer? How about create your own music forms, your own hairstyles? Trenzas. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's called cornrows. One thing that people hate is when people can't answer questions. You know what I mean? Very easy questions. Shout out to DC Precise. What's good with it, bro? So now it says the suit filed by Texas and 20 other Republican leading states accuse it of being a shadow immigration system that's letting in nearly everyone who applies instead of considering applicants on a case-by-case required by law. Among the plaintiffs is Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey. Supporters deny the accusation. Schlitzer said the court case and inevitable appeals by either side will take at least 2 years. If the program is ultimately thrown out, he said, the presidential administration in office at the time will have to decide whether to try to remove people already working and building new lives here. Okay. Illegally. Imagine the first thing that you do in the United States is illegally come into the country. Your first action in the country is criminal. So you're not answering any questions. Open dialogue creates understanding, not hate. I don't know what kind of culture you come from where open dialogue creates hate, unless you come from a shameful culture that has a lot of stuff to hide. That wouldn't be the kind of culture you come from, is it? Transparency, 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 right? That's what everybody says is the best thing. Except for when it comes to trying to prevent cancer. So now here is an article from Chicago Sun-Times. And it says some Chicago migrants could end up in St. Louis. How much gas money they're going to be paying, Locatina? How much gas money? Gas is expensive nowadays. I don't know if you noticed. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of expensive. Let's use some of that OnlyFans money to you gonna let's use some of that OnlyFans money. You gonna let me hold something or nah? You know what I'm saying? Let me hold a couple pesos real quick for some gas money. That shit getting expensive out here, and I ain't got nobody paying my bills. You know what I'm saying? You got the OnlyFans hook up, and you got this government shit. Yeah, seriously, let me hold something. I don't have no government pouring in no millions of dollars for me, despite popular belief. And you know how much them OnlyFans models make. You see your paycheck every month. I don't get paid that shit. I get a little pennies here on I get a few little pennies here on YouTube, and I gotta work a job. I gotta work a full-time job. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let me hold a couple pesos. Let me hold some chingo, man. Stop playing. I work and I don't drive a gasoline car. You just drive men crazy. You get better gas mileage on that. You don't drive a Honda, you know what I'm saying? You don't drive a Toyota. You just drive the men in your life crazy. That's probably pretty eco-friendly, you know what I'm saying? Oh man. Listen. What corner you work? Which corner you work on? Somewhere in South Central? All them black people that all them black people that you said got up and ran out of South Central so quick, was they running away from you after quote unquote a job? Most people drive a gasolina car. Not an automatic, but working that stick. Facts. A full gas tank with no junk in the trunk. Oh man. A full gas tank with no junk in the trunk, man. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's crazy work. Oh man. This is the best. If it wasn't the best, you wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, as Chicago officials scramble to shelter and find solutions for thousands of migrants who need housing and jobs, groups in St. Louis are looking to move some of those asylum seekers there, modeling the program on similar efforts in recent years involving Afghan refugees. And remember, it's the same company. They're working with the same business booster. Okay. Same business booster. As Chicago officials scramble to shelter and find solutions for thousands of migrants who need housing and jobs, groups in St. Louis are looking to move some of those asylum seekers there. Now, again, why do you all think that they're doing that? Do you guys think that there's any other reason why they're doing that other than to take advantage of the federal funds that'll be available? Because I'm not sure about St. Louis's I'm not sure about their sanctuary city status. Is St. Louis a sanctuary city? If you guys know if St. Louis is a sanctuary city, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't know, give me a thumbs down. I'm not sure, which is why I'm asking. So now here it says the nonprofit International Institute of St. Louis is working with unions and philanthropic leaders to resettle possibly thousands of Latin American migrants in their city to bolster St. Louis workforce and stem its population decline. There you go, Loca. You know what I'm saying? You could go work at you could go work at Chingy's Jackpot. Hey yo, Chingy, what's up? Yeah, you could go work at Chingy's Jackpot. Hey yo, Chingy, what's up? Could it be the potential for a great relationship between both cities, said Carlos Ramirez. So again, like I said, when it comes to this, doesn't this sound like a conflict of interest? That's exactly what I was saying, Yoshi. we did extensive coverage about the migrants in Chicago, and what we found out was that many of them are not vetted at all. They don't have a means to vet many of those migrants in Chicago. So now, how are they going to be unvetted in Chicago and somehow come to St. Louis and be vetted? Oh man. Yeah, Chingy had some hits, man. You know what I'm saying? Chingy had some hits. You a hater. Where the ballers at? You know what I'm saying? So now here it says Ramirez said the program would be funded primarily by private donors. Whoa, that's interesting. Private donors are funding this. So my question is, who are these private donors that are funding this? Is it as racist as having a city called Matamora or a city called Americana? Locatina? Oh, now you got somebody crazy coming after you, Tina. And he said he's gonna take it. Now you sitting in here mad about everything that everybody else saying, and you got this Chad in here that just said he was gonna take some chocha from you. Private donors, a doso, facts. Ball Parkinson's brigade said he about to. Oh man, it looked like you got more problems in the content going on. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Ramirez said the program will be funded primarily by private donors and would provide housing for as long as 3 months. Now, let me ask you guys a question. Do you think that these private donors that are funding this place are private donors who own businesses who want to hire cheap labor? Oh man, what'd you call them? What'd you call in for then? You know what I'm saying? You one of them type of people that stick their hand in an alligator's mouth and then when it bite, oh, this alligator bit me. Oh man. Hey, look at this though. Look at this though. Hey, look at this. Look at this. Tina's she's so hell bent, but she got this dude coming at her right here. Look what he said. Oh man. Oh man. Hey, smash the like button if y'all haven't smashed the like button, man. If y'all haven't shared the stream to your social media, make sure y'all take a moment to share the stream to your social media. If you guys know anybody from St. Louis, from Missouri, you know what I'm saying, make sure that y'all tag them in the post. Hopefully they'll check it out. You said, okay, bye, I'm out. You out. You got a date with Ball Parkinson's brigade. You about to go to work. When you get done, you gonna let me get some pesos or nah? Oh man. So anyway, it says Ramirez said the program will be funded primarily by private donors and would provide housing for as long as 3 months. Look at this. And they getting cell phones. I got 2 phones. Tina, they're gonna say I got dos teléfonos. Yo tengo dos teléfonos. That's what they're gonna be singing. And then talking about they made up hip hop. I got dos teléfonos. Oh man. Job placement programs through unions and assistance from immigration lawyers. He said St. Louis officials are very much in line and on board with this initiative. They in line. He got them in check down there, pointing to Mayor Tishara Jones having recently created an Office of New Americans. There you go. So it looks like somebody that we need to focus on is this Tishara Jones. Ball Parkinson Brigade is crazy, man. Yeah, Puerto Ricans made everything, you know what I'm saying? Like they invented cars, you know what I'm saying? They invented rap, they invented spaceships, computers, everything. Puerto Ricans was going around saying Michael Jackson was a Puerto Rican. You know, it was Puerto Ricans that used to say that stupid ass shit all the time. Michael Jackson was a Puerto Rican. Michael Jackson was no fucking Puerto Rican. Everybody's seen his mom and dad, but that's what y'all do though. How many remember when the Latino people back in the day used to say that stupid ass shit? Michael Jackson was a Puerto Rican. I know everybody heard somebody say that stupid ass shit. They tried to say that Michael Jackson was a Puerto Rican because of his brother named Tito. I don't know, Ball Parkinson Brigade. I don't know how to ask. You know what I'm saying? Ask Loca Tina. She'll tell you. She been down there before. You ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be right here to the end of this stream. So silly ass. So now we need to pay attention to this mayor. How many people have heard of Tishara Jones? If you guys heard of Tishara Jones, give me a thumbs up. If you guys haven't, give me a thumbs down. Now, here goes my question, right? If we pay attention to Tishara Jones, has she done as much for the black people in her district as she's done for these migrants who have yet to come and pay $1 in tax money? Now, this is that Carlos Ramirez, the vice president of Latino Outreach. What he's trying to do is fill these businesses with viable employees. Jay Field said, you know, they be built like SpongeBob. Ball Parkinson, she made an announcement. She's going to block you. You want me to simp for you, Tina? You want some protection? You gotta throw me some pesos though. I told you you wasn't leaving. So now here it says Ramirez drove to Chicago last weekend to assess the migrants' needs. He said he met Monday with Beatrice Ponce de Leon. So we should pay attention to this, right? Beatrice Ponce de Leon is Brandon Johnson's deputy mayor of immigrant, migrant, and refugee rights. How many people knew that? If you guys knew that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys did not know that, then give me a thumbs down. Oh, I don't know who sang that song. Oh, I think she liked me. I don't know who sang that. I cannot remember who sang that song. Johnson's office did not respond to a request for an interview with De Leon, who was a leading delegation visiting the Texas border. Since August, thousands of migrants have arrived in Chicago from Venezuela, most of them. The crush of new arrivals has seen families living temporarily at police stations and O'Hare Airport. The city estimates that it could spend, look at this, $347 million on migrants by the end of the year, even as buses bringing more migrants continue to arrive. So, do you see why they're doing this? Oh, it's them franchise boys. They made white tea, didn't they? Yep, in my white tee. Hey, y'all remember Nook? If You Buck, Crime Mob? That used to be the shit. Nook, if you buck. Nook, if you buck used to be that song, man. Them 808s used to beat on that song. Ramirez said he'll share information with partner organizations and create a one-page flyer to be circulated by migrants to Chicago agencies. What do y'all think about these relocation efforts, man? This is, if you ask me, this is extremely unethical. This is extremely unethical. You know what I'm saying? He said his organization will seek documentation from asylum seekers through the Biden parolee program, which last month sped up work visas for more than 500,000 migrants in the United States. How many people knew that was the final number? $500,000 migrants. Jab Bass says, so what's $347 million split 30 ways? Let's see. $347 divided by 30. $11,566,666. That's how much it is. Split 30 ways. Look at this. These people are literally playing games of like, we're just going to send certain groups of people here, send certain groups of people there. We're going to move these people around. It's wild, man. Basically playing chess moves with people. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. I got to agree, Yoshi. They need to look into that. And yeah, probably Jab. That's probably accurate. Look at this. Check this out right here. Ramirez said his group and Chicago officials are being cautious and strategically intentional. I want to be careful to not all of a sudden get an onslaught of homeless migrants from Chicago and then create a homeless situation in St. Louis. The International Institute has beds and apartments ready for the first 8 migrants to arrive immediately, Ramirez said. He said the plan initially was to resettle people from different U.S. cities, but that he is leaning towards focusing on Chicago because of the large number of migrants in the city and because Chicago's capacity to house them has been stretched thin. The Latino Outreach Initiative is modeled after a similar program in recent years to bring Afghan refugees to St. Louis, led by Jerry Schlichner, an attorney and civic leader there. So I want you guys to understand this. The Black female mayor of St. Louis is not even attempting to do this for the Black Haitian migrants who qualify for the same program. Hey, Tina, you getting drug offers? Isn't it? Now, is it ballpark Parkinson Brigade might be coming on a little bit strong. I know sometimes you can get the ladies, you know what I'm saying, if you offer, if you offer them some quote unquote powder. I don't know about offering them some, unless I don't know what kind of, where, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how they would take to being offered some crank. You know what I'm saying? you dealing with some roughnecks. them ones that are good. Them ones that'll gum you down because their teeth rotted out. Oh man, that's that franchise boy song, "Gum Me Down." Got meth, got crank. No teeth, you stink. Gum me down. Gum me down. Dun, gum me down. You ain't got no teeth in your mouth. Put that in that pipe, then blow the smoke out. Gum me down. Oh man, damn. Look, Tina, you said you work 9 to 5 every day. That's what time you log in. 9 a.m. Western time, Pacific Standard. I ain't mad at it. Do your thing, Wody. All you can do is call you a hoe. I didn't call you no hoe. As much as you watch my content, man, I don't even go in on hoes like that. Hoes got the right to hoe. I'm pro hoe. Shit. When I go to New York, I visit Soho. Politically, I'm pro ho. But talking shit to me, that's a no. Oh man. Oh man. That's hilarious. Oh man. Damn, that's funny as hell. God damn, man. Oh man. AB said, is it me or is Louisiana cranking out rappers left and right? Louisiana got some talent, man. They got them boys down there in Nolia. You know what I'm saying? Do that Nolia clap. I do that Nolia clap. Not first and foremost, Black people are in danger because many of us don't hate enough. Let's not get that twisted. People who are a global minority who try to flex and have been doing it unchecked for centuries, y'all are putting yourselves in danger. Y'all been poking the bear for centuries. And the bear been in hibernation. But the bear's waking up. The only people that are in danger are the people that have a track record of centuries of abuse of black people. You all are in grave danger. Which is one of the reasons why I always tell people, man, reparations could be a lifesaver. You know what I'm saying? If people really were worried about genetic annihilation, that might be an investment. You know what I'm saying? That might be a life insurance policy. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. So now here it says Shalister started that effort after seeing how the Bosnian resettlement to St. Louis in the 1990s bolstered the population and created a vibrant community. How many people heard about this Bosnian resettlement in St. Louis bolstering a population and creating a vibrant community? Who else was from Louisiana? Mystical, BG. Is Currency from Louisiana? Y'all heard of that rapper named Currency? Is he from down there too? Lil Wayne, you know what I'm saying? So now here it says 2 years ago, Shalister started a program to bring Afghans to his city. Today, nearly 2,000 Afghan refugees have settled in St. Louis, found jobs, started businesses and cultural organizations, he said. So now here's my question. What can people do to combat this? Because you guys already know that we're not going to be able to do it through political means. The reason why people overemphasize doing this is so that they can then pretend that there was some kind of effort that we had equal access to politics. But as you can see, as evidenced by what's going on in Chicago, even the elected officials don't listen to what their constituents say. So that means that what has to be done is extra political means. Would you guys agree? I used to like Fiend from No Limit. Fiend killed it on Make 'Em Say He had the hardest verse on there. So now here it says he hopes to do the same with Latin American immigrants. Now, let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys think that these people know that black people, you know, kind of have, you know, are working through some detachment issues right now and are laughing that the black mayor is willing to help this Latino man with this Latino immigrant initiative before she helps the Haitians? Do you guys think that all of these people are sitting back laughing at that? She all right, man. She ain't gonna do nothing. She ain't gonna do nothing but sit there and whine. She be all right. Shout out to Leonard. What's good with it, bro? So now here it says she would not specify how much, or I'm sorry, he would not specify how much he and others have donated to the program, only describing the amount as substantial. So now here go my question. Why wouldn't he specify how much he donated to the program? There's a lot of shady stuff going on with this with this immigration stuff, man. This is more evidence of the shade. Would y'all agree? Because what's the point of any of this? And how, again, like my question for everybody is, do you all think that they came out and talked to the people of St. Louis about this? They talked to the residents and said, this is the plan, this is what we're doing. I highly doubt that they did that. You know what I'm saying? I highly doubt that they did that. So what you about to see is when they start overloading St. Louis with all these immigrants, the scene on the streets and all of that is going to look exactly like Chicago. It's going to look exactly like New York with all these people in the streets, everybody mad, everybody pissed off, the mayor not able to get a word in. And the thing is that this mayor, she needs to get put on blast, man. Like, people need to start knowing, like, yo, she about to sell out these people in St. Louis. We got to figure out, and we have to get the words out of these people. And we got to figure out what the hell is wrong with y'all that y'all keep doing this stupid ass shit. What is wrong with y'all? What are you guys doing? Think about that. I want y'all to seriously think about it. What is wrong with these black politicians? It's every single one of them. Local Tina said, I'll call in if you can actually let me talk. What's the number? And you really? That's some modern woman shit. I'm gonna call in. You ain't gonna call shit if I didn't give you the number. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says Shalita said that as in many cities, St. Louis is expecting a workforce shortage. Now, how many people follow the local news in St. Louis to know whether these claims of a workforce shortage are accurate and how severe they are? That's my question for y'all. And yeah, I agree, AB, that they don't have to disclose if they don't want to. I'm not mad at that. But my thing is that in most cases, if there's nothing to hide as far as, like, you know, transparency goes, tax purposes, or money not being corrupted or anything, most cases there's not a problem with transparency, and the information is usually volunteered. You know what I'm saying? And I agree. That's what I'm saying. How come they're not saying anything about that? They're only making all these special arrangements for the Latino immigrants. They don't. They only make. They only making arrangements for local Tina. You know what I'm saying? They ain't trying to help nobody else. You know what I'm saying? There's a tremendous need for employees, he said, with construction companies, grocery chains, restaurants, and manufacturing plants struggling to find workers as the region's population remains stagnant. So in the last article that we read, they said that there was a population decline. Now here it's saying that the population is stagnant, which means that it's not moving. So we found the inconsistency. And then, of course, we got to ask the question, well, if that's the case, then which one is it? You know what I'm saying? If you look around the city, or I'm sorry, if you look around the country at cities that are growing, it's primarily from immigrants and children of immigrants. That's because they keep bringing them in at a crazy rate. That, like, we have to look at more than just the number of the growth. We have to look at where that growth is coming from. Would you guys agree? Yeah. Shout out to Yoshimori. Yoshimori said, I'm looking for articles and can't find anything on a work shortage in St. Louis. Yeah. I guarantee you that the unemployment rate in St. Louis has probably been pretty stable for a while. And how is there a high unemployment rate if the population is decreasing? Because if that's the case, then they don't even have a population to work all like that, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, Shalister says, that's what we're trying to build here, to increase our population, make a more vibrant St. Louis and a more diverse St. Louis, which is a benefit for everyone. Now, is it? Or do we have studies that say that this kind of thing harms certain people? So if we have studies that say that this kind of thing harms certain people, then my question is, why are we brushing this off as, you know, things that'll help? Why are we doing that? Does that make any sense? So when you look at a lot of this stuff, you see a lot of the double talk. You know what I'm saying? You see a lot of the double talk. Which is one of the reasons why, in most cases, that's why I always use more than one. I always use more than one article source. Let me see something here. Hold on, I'm about to show y'all this this video real quick. Let's see something here. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. All right, so we done with that. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. God damn. Hold on real quick. Sorry about that, y'all. I got all these damn pop-ups. I think that they know that people be using these videos to make YouTube videos, and now they make it where it's more difficult to be able to use the video files that they put on these. Let me see something. Hold on real quick. God damn. All right, cool. All right, here we go. All right, so let's listen to this real quick. Let me see.
Are due back in Springfield for the on Tuesday. State lawmakers are due back in Springfield for the start of the fall veto session, and several issues are expected to be addressed. State leaders have made it clear that one thing not on the agenda next week is finding extra cash to help Chicago arriving migrants. Mayor Brandon Johnson's proposed 2021 migrant funding. That's less than half of this year's projected costs.
See, so shout out to Yoshimori. Yoshimori said, just found a document from St. Louis Community College. It says that the unemployment rate has been steady at 2.6 to 2.7% for the past few years. So, yeah, so what's this unemployment emergency that they're talking about?
Already $300 million more.
On Tuesday, state lawmakers are due back in Springfield for the start of the fall veto session, and several issues are expected to be addressed. State leaders have made it clear that one thing not on the agenda next week is finding extra cash to help Chicago migrants. Proposed 2024 budget includes just $150 million in migrant funding. That's less than half of this year's projected costs.
We've already spent, more than $300 million, in fact, more than $330 million already to support the asylum seekers shelter, making sure they've got the basic necessities that they need.
I think to do a supplemental budget in the veto session.
The mayor's budget team insisted this week that talks with the state are still ongoing. Both sides agree more.
Yeah, they sitting up there kicking it. You know what I'm saying? They are sitting up there kicking it. So that was a little video, and shout out to Zentober. What's good with it, bro? That was a little video to supplement this. Mayor Eric Adams, or not Mayor Eric Adams, but Mayor Brandon Johnson was sitting up there acting like he had it. He thought he had it, but he don't. Illinois state lawmakers won't allocate more funding for Chicago's migrant crisis in veto session. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I agree. People better be stacking their money. If you agree with AB Promotions, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree with AB Promotions, give me a thumbs down. Okay? And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys haven't smashed the like button, please take a moment. Make sure you guys smash the like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, make sure that you guys hit the bell icon and share the stream to your social media. Illinois state lawmakers won't allocate more funding for Chicago's migrant crisis in veto session. Okay? Illinois state legislators find Chicago's mayor's proposed 2024 budget inadequate in sources for migrant funding, and they refuse to free up additional state funds for the crisis. So now here's my question. What does that mean? What does that mean for Brandon Johnson? And shout out to Brooklyn Queen for hitting the Nightbot. An Illinois lawmaker, as Illinois lawmakers reconvene in Springfield for the fall veto session, they face a notable absence from their agenda: a lack of funding to aid Chicago in managing the influx of non-citizen migrants. Despite Mayor Brandon Johnson's efforts, this pressing issue remains unaddressed. Now, let me ask you guys this. Why do you think that remains unaddressed? Why are they not addressing that issue? That seems like an issue that's pretty important, right? But they're just not addressing it. So why wouldn't they address it? Why would they not address that issue? That seems like a pretty important issue to look into, right? But for whatever reason, they're not looking into it. So my question for you guys is, why not? There's got to be a reason. Got to be a reason. You know what I'm saying? Got to be a reason. What's the reason? The mayor's proposed 2024 budget allocates a mere $150 million for migrant housing and care. This figure falls significantly short of this year's projected costs, raising concerns about the city's ability to provide adequate support. So now, what is he doing? Why would you lowball it like that? You know what I'm saying? The situation stems from Chicago and several other Democrat-run cities declaring themselves sanctuary cities and vowing non-cooperation with federal immigration authorities. As a result, these cities have become destinations for busloads of migrants arriving from states along the southern borders. Why would they not, like, why would anybody do this? What kind of sense does, seriously, like, whose bright idea was this? You know what I'm saying? Both Mayor Johnson and Governor J.B. Pritzker have made appeals to the White House for assistance. The daily arrival of migrants threatened to overwhelm public resources, necessitating urgent aid. So now, as we can see this, right? We see the situation developing. The governor and the mayor continue to go to the federal government, right? The federal government continues to say no. Now, St. Louis is opening up their arms, right? And they're offering, hey, we'll help diffuse some of this. Send some of them migrants down here. So now, here goes my question for you guys. If they don't get any help from the federal government, is it a safe assumption to say that it's highly likely that busloads of these immigrants will start getting sent down to St. Louis? If you guys think that that is probably what is going to happen, that's probably what the play is going to be, then give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't think that, then give me a thumbs down. Okay. So now here it says, to accommodate the influx, the city has resorted to housing migrants at various locations, including O'Hare Airport, police stations, unused schools, and apartment complexes. However, these measures have not been without challenges, leading to concerns and frustrations among neighboring communities. Mayor Johnson's team has emphasized that discussions with the state are ongoing, indicating a continued effort to address this crisis. As lawmakers convene, the question of how to support Chicago in dealing with the migrant crisis remains unanswered. The outcome of these deliberations will have far-reaching implications, for both the city and its residents. And I agree with that. So now here's my question. What are people doing as far as how they plan to deal with this? Because this creates a lot of interesting nuances and interesting situations that need to be examined. They need to be examined because these are going to be things that are going to be facing us next election season, which is one of the reasons why I say make sure that you guys smash the like button. Make sure that you guys hit the bell and subscribe, join the Discord, and make sure you guys share this to your social media and tag people in these areas who are not satisfied with their politics so that we can get these discussions out. You know what I'm saying? So let me know what you all think about this in the comment section. And remember, we got to keep tabs on that St. Louis mayor. I think we're going to be hearing more about her because that migrant program in St. Louis is ultimately going to fail. And when it does, you know what's about to happen. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate each and every one of you guys coming. I got a question for you guys. If I do another stream, how many of y'all gonna still be up? If y'all still gonna be up, if I do another stream, give me a thumbs up. If you're not, give me a thumbs down or just leave it in the comments. If I see a bunch of thumbs up, then I'll probably do another one a little bit later, maybe like in an hour or two if y'all up. All right, so I appreciate y'all. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, peace.